Hi everybody, it's the Patriot Hut, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the people's champion, your host, the Hut, and welcome back to the Patriot Hut. And we have big news for you. Big news from President Trump on the John F. Kennedy files. I'm going to play you this clip and we'll be right back.
We are tomorrow announcing and giving all of the Kennedy files. So people have been waiting for decades for this, and I've instructed my people that are responsible, lots of different people, put together by Tulsi Gabbard, and that's going to be released tomorrow.
So sometime tomorrow afternoon, we're going to get the unredacted version of the files on President John F. Kennedy's assassination. Now, this is long overdue. But really, the question is not so much what's found in these files. It's more of we've been lied to. I mean, I was thinking about this. I've been wanting to know the truth about this my whole life. And everybody that is alive today have been lied to about this. They were taught one thing in school, and the media perpetrated this as well. And now we're going to find out. I do think that some of the files have been destroyed. And we have 60 years of files sitting around. They're not going to be just sort of sitting there. They're going to be tampered with, destroyed. Now, according to reports, and according to what President Trump said on Sunday, 2,000 documents were found by the FBI just all of a sudden when he put his foot down and wanted the release of all these documents. But now, now we're going to find out on Tuesday afternoon, 80,000 pages, hopefully of unredacted pages are going to be released. I would assume they'll put it through the National Archive. There's no summary. Press will ask him different questions. But let me read you the official report. This is from USA Today. President Donald Trump said his administration on Tuesday will release all the government's classified files on the 1963 assassination of President John F. Kennedy, making what he said will be about 80,000 pages of unredacted records available to the public for the first time. People have been waiting for decades for this, Trump said, announcing the upcoming release of the Kennedy files during a Monday visit to the John F. Kennedy Center of the Performing Arts, which he's taken over as a board chairman. Quote, we have tremendous amount of paper. You've got a lot of reading. I don't believe we're going to redact anything. The release of the files comes after Trump signed a day one executive order in January aimed at fully releasing government documents related to the assassinations of Kennedy, his brother and presidential candidate, Senator Robert F. Kennedy, he was from New York, of course, and civil rights icon Martin Luther King Jr. So this stuff's going to come out after that. So who knows when that stuff's going to come out. But for this video, we're going to talk about JFK. And we've talked a lot about JFK on this channel. John F. Kennedy was shot and killed on November 22nd, 1963, while riding in a motorcade in Dallas, Texas. His assassination has long been the subject of conspiracies after Lee Harvey Oswald, the Marine veteran identified as Kennedy's assassin, was shot and killed days later, of course, by Jack Ruby. While millions of government records related to the Kennedy assassination have been previously released, some information remains classified and redacted. Trump said he instructed his Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, to oversee the release of the remaining files. I don't know, it's so strange. Why is Tulsi Gabbard doing this? When this had fallen under the auspices of the Justice Department, because that's what we all thought, right? Or through the FBI. It's so strange that it's going through national intelligence. I wonder why that is. A federal law passed in 1992 required the Kennedy assassination records to be fully released by October 26, 2017, unless the president at the time determined their release would cause identifiable harm to the military, defense, intelligence operations, law enforcement, or conduct foreign relations of such gravity that it outweighs the public interest and disclosure. Trump was president when the 2017 deadline arrived. He ordered the release of nearly 2,900 records, but kept other records secret because of concerns by the CIA and FBI that their release could hurt national security. Former President Joe Biden acted in 21, 22, and 23 to give agencies more time to review the records. The documents released in 2017 include details on the FBI and CIA investigations into Oswald and information on covert Cold War operations. The FBI in February announced it discovered an additional 2,400 new records related to the assassination. Now, a couple of things off the last release back in 2017 that President Trump put out, or 2020, whatever it was. First of all, Oswald's tax return was always classified. That was declassified. And when we found out that he was getting money and being paid by the FBI, meaning that he was an employee of the FBI. We also know that he had connections with the CIA, that he had a handler. The handler is a very interesting guy. We also learned that George H.W. Bush was in Dallas and he was identified in Dealey Plaza. He was there, and it was discovered that he was a agent for the CIA, which he basically lied to the public about when he started working for them. So that was a lie. We also learned through that last release that the Soviet Union had put out a report, and that report was sent. Somehow the FBI director, J. Edgar Hoover, had gotten a report from that, just through back channels, that the Soviet Union had discovered. They wanted to know who was behind the assassination. I guess they wanted to make sure that it was not one of theirs, one of their agents or agencies. And they came to the conclusion that it was Johnson, Lyndon Baines Johnson, the Vice President of the United States. Also, which was uncovered during these last files that were put out, was that Jackie Kennedy had had the French government do a report on it as well, and they also said that the most likely suspect was Lyndon Baines Johnson. So there was stuff that was coming out, but I don't know what's in these new files. I don't know. And like I said, as I started this video, some of the stuff probably got destroyed, obviously over 60 years. And this was covered up for a long time for a reason. Why? We're going to find out. We'll find out some stuff tomorrow, but we'll probably get most of the picture tomorrow, but there might be a big piece missing. Who knows? Now, as Trump concluded, it's going to be very interesting. He told reporters on Tuesday's release, it's a lot of stuff and you'll make your own determination. Now, it's going to be a very historical day tomorrow, and I will cover it as much as I can. It's about 80,000 pages. I'll probably do live streams. I have really not a lot to do over the next week. So we're going to go through it all here in videos, live streams. This is historic stuff. But like I said, I'm sure there's stuff that's going to be lost, that's been lost. But what the interesting thing was that 2,400 pages, 2,400 documents showed up. Just like that in the FBI. Interesting. I mean, there have been rumors all for the last week or so that there were people and forces preventing this from getting out. So hopefully nothing crazy happens tomorrow where this doesn't come out or it gets swept under the rug. But I will cover it. But you let me know what you think about this video. And what's important about this, and I saw this thing on InfoWars, and the host was right. He goes, the biggest thing is that it's not so much, I think we all know what happened, okay? I think we all know what happened with President Kennedy. But the host said, and very poignantly, he's like, you know what, we've all been lied to our whole lives. And we need the truth. The truth, and the truth always comes out, no matter what it is. No matter what it is in life, That truth always comes out, and when it does, it's a good thing. Believe me, all this coming out is a good thing. And then we'll have to find out who's behind the cover up, who kept it quiet. We know that Mike Pompeo did not want the records released last time. We know he's a villain in this. There's plenty of villains in this situation. Obviously, George H.W. Bush was a villain. Okay, in a way we can't imagine. And of course, there's other stuff that's going to come out, the Epstein file. And again, just before I get to the other stuff, JFK is very complicated from the things that I've read, okay, and the things that we've covered here. There's multiple pieces to this. There's multiple hands in this stew. And it's important to know your history. It's important to know the truth. It's important to know who did what and when and why. And hopefully we'll have an answer now over the next couple of days. I think we'll have all the answers, or most of the answers tomorrow. I think most people know the answers. Now, President Trump, I would mention, he does not know what's in these other 2,400 pages. So he says he hasn't seen them. He's got a summary. He was told what was in it. He said some of it's interesting. Interesting. But this is the first thing, the first domino to fall, and the sort of disclosure and transparency that we need for this country. And then we'll find out what happened to Robert Kennedy Jr., which I believe he was killed not by Sirhan. Sirhan, because he was shot from the back. Sirhan was shot from the front to that kitchen. I don't know what happened with Martin Luther King. We'll find. I don't know that much about that whole situation. I know that James Earl Ray was a derelict, and he's just sort of killed him, and he got out of the country, and he went to another country, and they arrested him. Hopefully we'll find out everything in the 9/11 report. We'll find out what happened there. I'm starting to come up with some interesting theories on my own on that. We're going to go do all that. And, of course, we got the UAP stuff and UFO stuff and a lot of interesting things to talk about here. And, of course, the Epstein files. Again, the Epstein files, it's very complicated. And it's not just about terrible things being done to children. It's even worse than that, I think, from what I understand. The things I've seen and read and horrible things. I won't be so much in a rush to find out with that, to be honest with you. But let me know what you think about this video. Tomorrow is the day. It'll probably be a big dud. Oswald did it. That's what they'll say. Well, thank you for watching this video. Of course, please subscribe to the Patriot Hut, and I'll see you later.